Robert Zimmerman, Jr. So how's your brother tonight?
His entire life has changed. You know, his life changed the moment those two words were uttered, not guilty, and it changed for him. It changed for all of us. You know, we were waiting for that exoneration for a really long time.
Was your brother ready for something, a different verdict, of guilty of murder to or manslaughter, and how do you prepare yourself?
I don't know that he, Greta, you know, I can't speak to what he was thinking, you know, because it changes. He was the only person who had to be there every single day. You know, he encountered every juror, every bit of testimony, and we did not because we were excluded from the courtroom. But George is a spiritual person, and I'm sure he made amends with whatever he had to. I know that he feels he is innocent, and he feels he felt well represented.
You know, we oftentimes as lawyers, it's rather clinical. You know, we work hard during the day, and at the end of the day, we say goodbye to our client. We go back to our office and work and prepare for the next day. The client goes home in the evening to the trials, and it's always, you know, we never really have time to find out how the client's doing. I mean, are there moments of even, you know, great sorrow and nervousness? Did George cry during these times, and was it that kind of thing for him?
Our parents were in the courtroom for the verdict, and my mom told me that he did get emotional. He didn't get emotional right when the verdict was announced, but that he did say he wanted to go home. Mom, I want to go home, and then, you know, started to get very relieved and emotional.
What was the first thing he said to you? What did you say to him after the verdict?
I will tell you what I said to him, and I said it in Spanish. I said, "Que Dios te bendiga, hermanito," which is the last thing I said to him before the first before his bond was revoked, which means, "God bless you, little brother." And I think that's exactly what I needed to hear, and I think that's exactly what I needed to say.
You know, you mentioned this Spanish. I mean, there's no secret that this has been has a racial overtone. People have been saying things all along. Your brother is Hispanic. What's your thought about it? Because, you know, many people, not everyone, I shouldn't say, but pitting this, you know, white against black or black against white, and really sort of the missing element in here is that your family is Hispanic.
Right, and you know, Greta, it's unfortunate that race has any role in this situation at all. And I even think, you know, the prosecutor in her press conference said race did have no role in this case whatsoever. But as a family, we were deliberate to keep our heritage and our Hispanic identity off the table, because it was becoming white versus black, and we didn't see any good in injecting another race into that scenario, or another ethnicity, to kind of say, like, you know, if we're Hispanic, then we can't be racist, or, you know, only white people would be racist, you know, certainly not Hispanics. So I think that keeping our race out of it was very deliberate and was very wise, and it was something my mother, who's Peruvian, insisted upon early and often.
Now, when the shooting occurred back in February 2012, how did you first hear about it?
My little sister called. Our dad and our grandmother had just been hospitalized weeks and days before, sequentially, and I thought that when she told me that someone had died, that it was one of them. But she told me, no, it's kind of, it involves George, which was kind of mysterious. And I said, what happened, Gracie? And she said, well, he was involved in an altercation, and he used his gun to defend himself. And but George is going to call you and fill you in himself. He wants to tell you the truth, and every member of his family the truth from his own mouth. And that's what George did later. He did call and, you know, basically explain what we all know to be the truth now.
He looked so unemotional during the trial. You know, I'm just looking on the outside. I don't know your brother. He looks so unemotional, sort of, you know, sort of flat.
He was innocent. You know,
I know, but I mean, but some people, if you falsely accuse me of something, sometimes I get angry. You know, if you accuse me of something and I say I didn't do, I get mad.
Right, yeah. I mean, I think that's how George is, first of all. We're brothers, but we're kind of different in our personalities. I'm a little bit more animated and livelier than he is, and he's very steady as you go, very responsible, very warm-hearted, and I think that anybody in that situation has to be very careful how they, you know, express themselves in front of the people who are going to decide your fate.